I can't even put into words what Charlie House have done except improve on everything that we have. I think they've made us feel accepted. I'm Allyson Townhill. I'm married to Stuart and we have 2 lovely children. We've got Roy, who's 12, and Lucy, who's 9, and they have the condition spinal muscular atrophy type 3. It's a neuromuscular condition. It's a degenerative condition, so it's a muscle wasting condition. It is very different in both children, and of course they have very different needs. That first year of having the diagnosis, it was like, surely they must have got it wrong. Maybe, where's this come from? So we did genetic testing for me and Dad, and we're both carriers of the gene. And it is just 1 in 10,000 babies are born with this condition. At the time, we were like the only family in the whole of Aberdeenshire that they knew of that had this condition. So it was like, right, wow, okay. So it did feel kind of very isolating as well. So it was kind of like reaching out, trying to find something or someone that could support us going forward. So we didn't really have anything in the area, and it was a very kind of lonely time. Stuart had mentioned his work about having to take some time off so he could support the children a bit more, because of course I'm in a wheelchair, so there was only so much I can do. So Stuart actually is the main carer. And I think it was one of his colleagues at work had said, "Oh, have you heard of this charity? It's locally based. They support families with disabilities and things like that." It was the whole family was kind of being supported, not just us or not just Lucy or not just Roy. It was everybody, which was great, because it just meant that I could have people that I could speak to. It meant that Dad could kind of relieve some of the burden. I mean, being the main carer and things like that, he could meet up with other people, other dads and things. And the kids, of course, could then meet other people, maybe not the same condition, but other people in wheelchairs. And it sounds really silly, but it was almost like that weight of that pressure had been lifted almost. For families out there in this area, we don't have anywhere for families to use for respite or for care or for support. There's nowhere locally, not just for the children, but for parents as well, just so that you've got that relax, that feeling like you're not having to be there all the time, not having that pressure. And I think that's really hard for some families. So it means that families can be together and with support and care. It's not just about the adventures, the experiences that you participate in. It's also about being able to be a person, being able to show emotion, and allowing the children as well to show their emotion, because it's hard for the children to kind of cope with knowing about their conditions and the frustrations. They have all this built up emotion as well, so it's allowing them to express. Having someone to scream at, rant at, cry with, that's why Charlie House is so important. At the end of the day, you're trying to make that experience, that child's life is an experience. You want to embrace it as much as you possibly can. You want to ensure that the life that they have is the life that you have given them, the experiences, the memories that you're going to cherish with that child. You want that experience. And I think it's difficult as well with the whole kind of knowing that there is going to be a finite time. So it's having that support, having that love from Charlie House is fantastic, knowing that you and that child will be supported all the way through. And I think that's what the Charlie House HQ will do for some of these families, because it will be like a home away from home. It shouldn't have to take so long for us to have something like this for these children. It's really important.